Hi legends, I was gone for a while for a very good reason that I'm also going to share with you, but also a lot of things that have happened in Diablo Immortal that I want to give my take on. But first, I want to say that today we got a good surprise that the Mirror Jewels came. We're also going to talk about all the nerfs, all the changes and the updates that came into the game. So the very first good news, I want to say thank you to all of your legends that have been supporting my channel, and also especially to my chat that, during like that 1 month that we have been trying to grind the money for this PC, it is finally here. I'm already using. Thank you guys so much. It is a RTX 70 Ti. I also want to give a shout out to Apollyon that he was kind enough to give his time to help me just curate like the best PC that I could get. So I'm very happy with it. Hopefully I'm not gonna have any more problems. So really thank to you guys from the bottom of my heart. Next one, we have Mirror Jewels. A good surprise. It just dropped. It's gonna be from the 14th of May to the 20th of May. If you guys don't know what it is, pretty much you're gonna put 10 legendary crests. Please, they have to be legendary crests, otherwise you're not gonna get as much value, and then it's gonna duplicate. So instead of having 10 gems, you're gonna have 20 gems, and you can actually be lucky and get something like this. A guy from my Discord, a true legend, that actually got this pull: 2 golden firmaments, 2 bloodsock chase, 2 running consequence, and 2 wolf heart. Oh my god, I never saw any pull like this. This is crazy. Not only got like 8 5 stars, but they are all godly. What a crazy pull. Like really congrats Diogo on this. Then let's talk here about the Blood Knight and Demon Hunter nerfs that they appeared on the Chinese patch notes, and I'm gonna want to explain by showing you here why these things were actually nerfs, because he was actually completely OP. And I have here a clip from Killswitch that he actually shared to understand why Blood Knight was actually nerfed. So if you go here, whenever you put these summons next to any tower, any statue, any mob, including in the battleground, he was doing a crazy amount of damage because he was bugged. So he was bugged, now it got fixed, and I know that a lot of Blood Knights, you guys are actually upset because it was a bug that you guys could take advantage and make your class slightly stronger. But whenever we have bugs inside the game, they obviously gotta have fixed. It's not the first class. We had Barbarian got heavily nerfed very recently with the Resolve build being nerfed to the ground. We had also the Monks with the helicopter being nerfed to the ground. We even had the Necromancer, that main site instances that he was like proccing a lot and doing all of this extra damage, and then it gets fixed. So a fix is not a nerf, even though it's gonna affect the power of your character. And then the other one for Demon Hunter, this one was actually crazy. I got here like a clip from actually someone from my clan, Honored, so I want to give a shout out to that. But what was happening was that the Inferno 6 new answers for the Demon Hunter summons, he was creating this bug that you could just not do or use any dashes for an infinite amount of time. A lot of times you had to die again. I also had this happen to me on the stream, and it was very frustrating. So I am glad they are also nerfing this, and obviously because I was using Demon Hunter, I was able to also abuse these, because that's what people do, man. Like whenever there's something OP, people will just start taking advantage of it because, why not? But yeah, these 2 bugs, they got fixed. I hope that you guys understand now what this actually meant. Now moving on here into the next thing, I want to give here my take regarding this Vithu situation, that while I was gone, I saw this like getting blown up by, content creators and all these things. Obviously you're gonna do everything that you can to get like the most eyeballs into your video, to try to rage bait and all these things, even though I don't like to do that, but I also understand like that's a tactic. But let's go in here and break down what actually happened. So someone from the Reddit was asking, is the Crimson actually gonna get the Vithu's fixed? Right now Crimson Behelit, it doesn't extend the duration with the 2 pieces of Vithu's. So we had the community manager reaching out, and he said, you know what, this is a good question. Like, from my understanding, the Vithu's and the Crimson, they were not intended to actually work together, because if they did, like I said many times, you will make these gem, like probably even better than 5 stars if it was not for the resonance, right? Like it will just like be too powerful. The same with the Mother's Lament. And the solution that they were talking about was maybe we can nerf Crimson, and now by reducing the power of Crimson, they actually could then apply the Vithus and extend the duration. But people are already like spending, you know, their money, their resources on it, so their expectation is that this gem, it is as good as it is right now, and if you nerf it, it will feel like really bad. Or the other possible solution that maybe they were thinking was, okay, we're gonna adjust like the Vitus, maybe we're gonna nerf it slightly, but we're gonna make it consistent for every class. Obviously, there was a lot of backlash regarding this because, especially for whales, you have a lot of 5 stars, right? You have Bottle Hope, Rolling Consequence, you have the Gloom Cast, you have the Golem Firmament, and many others that they actually use the buffs. Buffs are very strong when it comes to this game. So he just reached out. He was trying to be transparent with the community, and this is why, and one of the reasons, like whenever the players, they ask, oh, companies, they have to have more transparency, they have to communicate more. The reason why they usually don't do that is because most of the times whenever they're trying to be transparent and honest and just like trying to brainstorm with the community what is happening, what they are thinking, it always comes and they are like the community's like always with a pitchfork. It's like, oh my god, are you mad? Are you fucking crazy, man? Don't mess with the Vitus. Like, you know, like everything comes and gets blown up always in a very negative way. It was very rarely the constructive comments that you see, constructive criticism that comes out of it. So if you have someone, the community manager, trying to reach out and say something, and if every time he says something he gets like this backlash, most of the times what will happen is that I guess I'm just not gonna say anything because, you know, it just everything gets twisted and gets turned into like this big problem. So he clarified here that I didn't say we're just answering why it's not working and why it probably won't. So basically he's saying that Crimson most likely, and this is also what I said, I don't think that now you know, Crimson, if you actually fix the Vitus, which I hope so, but I don't, it will just become like very powerful. It's still a very powerful gem, especially when it comes to the PvP, when you, especially if you have the cheap 5-star that whenever it procs the total loss of control, there is like this extra damage. There's a whole thing regarding it. I don't expect them to do anything. I don't think like the nerf is coming. I think Crimson is gonna be the way it is. I think Mother's Lament is gonna be the way it is. And yeah, and unfortunately this, what happened just here, it just shows exactly why probably they are not gonna do anything, right? Because if they try to do that, probably they will just make like all the community like very mad. So they say that probably is not going to be worth it. The other thing is that now we actually have some dungeon changes. Now you cannot skip difficulties. Thank God, guys. Thank God. The amount of times that you actually would go into a challenge dungeon and you had like these 2 or 3 people below the combat rating, and I know I've been a new player. I probably would have been one of these guys, okay? I am, probably. But the reality is, whenever I was leveling up, the normal dungeon, it was the only thing that existed, and it was very easy, and it's still very easy for one guy that it is can be even like me, free to play, but I can actually just output a lot of damage because I have everything min-max and I can carry a normal dungeon. But the challenge dungeon, it is way harder. I can't, and you actually need to have like at least 2 or 3 or 4 strong players to try to do that in an acceptable amount of time, maybe like 3-4 minutes or something per dungeon, right? So I don't want to be spending 20 minutes, and most of the times, I'm going to be honest, if I saw that I had like 2 or 3 people big banking and trying to just make me be the carry, well, I will just leave the dungeon. I wouldn't care. I'm not going to waste my time. And so I feel like this is going to be a good change. No, so pretty much now you cannot actually go into challenge dungeon if you don't have the combat rating. And I personally think that if you don't have the combat rating for challenge dungeons, don't worry, man, just do the normal dungeons. I mean, like, they actually is gonna be like way easier and faster for you to go and farm your green set items, because if you're stronger, and you can actually do that quicker, and then you go to challenge dungeon. It's gonna take like 10 or 15 minutes per run. Just go do normal dungeons. That's gonna be way more efficient for you. The other thing is that now you cannot get kicked without a reason. Well, the perks of being a streamer is like sometimes you are in the dungeon and you get people complimenting you, I like your videos and all these things, and I really appreciate those people. The other one, which is like this small percentage, is that you can actually get kicked. A lot of times I get kicked out of these random groups for no reason. Sometimes like you were in the middle of the dungeon or something like that. So now, most likely, I will actually not be able to get kicked, because if you now are in first or the second place into the damage meter on a party, you cannot get kicked by AFK farming, and the other one is like you cannot get kicked by hateful comments if you didn't reply anything on the chat. I feel like, this is a no-brainer. I'm really glad that they actually implement this. And the other thing is the Spectral Allies are also coming for Infernal difficulty. If you guys don't know what is this, it's just pretty much bots, okay? You go inside the dungeon, you can come with 3 bots. Maybe the bots will actually be better than having some random sometimes. That's how it is. You can also use as a filler. The other thing is that now you also have the new Ordering Altar. Thank God, like from day one, we've been asking this in the Diablo partner program, and they finally did it. They actually put it here in the corner. You don't have to go port into near the bounty area in West Marsh to deliver your monster ancestors. No, now here you deliver your monster ancestors here, and you deliver your abyssal ancestors here. Way better. I love it. I love it. So I'm really happy that they actually did that. And the last thing that I also want to bring is that now the familiar expeditions, you can finally cancel. You can cancel the expeditions. I cannot be the only one that by mistake send the pets to the wrong mission, right? So now you're able to cancel. I feel like this was a very small update, but a good update. So now I'm here. I am playing with the Tempest. We had like this crazy new class auction. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm sorry for all of my Blood Knight fans that they were in the chat, because maybe next time you guys gonna get it. So, well, I'm gonna go into the game. I'm gonna do the Mirror Jewels pull on the stream, so be there. And you know how it is, just send good vibes, send good energy, and hopefully we're gonna get a 5-star or maybe 2. I'm just gonna call Blizzard and maybe they're gonna hook me up. So with this, thank you for watching, and I catch you guys on the live stream. Peace!